Vine.
Hey guys.
Hope you guys are going well. It's been a year since we last did one of these updates, and as always, there's a lot going on. We have a baby on the way in July, so we're getting ready to travel to Europe to touch base with some supporters there and have our baby.
And the work has been big this year too, so we wanted to give you an update. But to maybe simplify it for you, we wanted to talk about some of the long-term projects that we've been focusing on this year, and also some of the short-term initiatives that we've taken in response to local events.
So in the long term, the Bible College here in Jos has always been the center of what we do. We pump out missionaries and pastors every year for work across Nigeria. And one thing we love to do is to grab those graduates who really have a heart for the ministry and to start projects with them. So we're happy to say that in the last year we've started 3 new mission stations in unreached areas. Our missionaries there share the gospel, start reproducible churches and disciple people. Another thing we're doing a lot of is starting sustainable projects that really help communities in the long run. And one of our projects here in Jos is our vocational training center. Here we've really been able to kick off in a meaningful way. We're training many youth across the region here in Jos, giving them a skill so they can go and contribute to society in a meaningful way. In the second half of this year, we're also looking to start a printing press and a small shoemaking business. These projects employ people and really contribute to the communities in the long term.
So those are some of the long-term projects we've had in our mind this year. Some of the short-term initiatives that we've taken in response to local events include and often have to do with peacemaking. So as you know and you're aware, the last 10 years has been a turbulent 10 years for Nigeria, particularly in the north. So recently in Jos, in the northern parts of Jos, there's been some ethnic conflict between different tribes. So our ministry takes a front-facing approach to those times of conflict. We've been sending out food packages and relief teams with medical assistance, counselling and pastoral support. And the real heart behind sending those teams out is to offer another solution or another mentality to responding to those times of grief and loss, to inspire forgiveness and to inspire reconciliation. Another big example of that, as you know, are our crisis homes for children and youth in post-crisis situations. We are so excited to let you know that in the last 12 months, more and more children that came from those northern regions that experienced extreme conflict through Boko Haram and other insurgency groups have now been able to go back to their communities of origin, to re-establish their lives there, to get back into school there and to continue their lives with their families in meaningful ways. And we celebrate that because it's a sign of peace. We also want to say thank you to you and to our supporters, and praise God, we've been able to expand our discipleship center. We've been able to add another floor on top, which allows us to house more persecuted disciples that have come from pagan or Islamic backgrounds. They stay with us for a short-term period of 12 to 24 months, get a really good grounding in their discipleship journey with the view that they can then return back to their communities and have a meaningful impact in the lives of the people that they're in and around.
So we want to say a huge thank you on behalf of Ken and Ruth and all the teams we have here. We wouldn't be able to do this work without your prayerful and financial support year in, year out.
And it's a huge personal encouragement to us, your support. We thank you, New Vine, for everything that you do for us. And we just want to ask that as we enter this new season of parenthood and travel, that your prayers would continue to be with us as we go and we enter that new time. And also, if you could continue to pray for the work here, for the people here, that God would continue to raise up more and more men and women of godly character that can extend the work and take this message of peace and reconciliation and the gospel into unreached places.
All right, thanks guys. We hope you have a great missions month.
Thank you.
Bye.